Movie Hope, based on a true story. Our story begins with a little girl named Hope on her way to school. Her mother runs after her trying to make peace with her, telling her, "Don't be upset. Next time I'll brush your hair nicely." Hope tells her mother, "You always promise me but never do what you say." Her mother replies, "You've grown up now and you talk to your mom in a rude way." And she keeps trying to make peace with her. Then she asks Hope, "Do you want me to walk you to school?" Hope answers, "No, it only takes 3 minutes. The school is close." Her mother tells her, "Okay, but walk through the main street and don't walk through the muddy road." Hope replies, "I was going to go through that road anyway." While walking and getting close to school, a stranger stops her and asks, "Are you going to school?" Hope nods and says, "Yes, I am." The man tells her, "Your umbrella looks nice. Can you share it with me?" She tells him, "But I'm late for school, I have to go." She looks around, but the street is empty and no one is there. Unfortunately, the devil was hiding in the shape of a human. He takes her, assaults her, and tortures her brutally. Her mother hears the news from her friend, who tells her, "The police said they found a girl behind the school between life and death." She didn't know that the girl they were talking about was her own daughter, Hope. At that moment, we see her father at work. The police call him and tell him, "Your daughter's in the hospital, come quickly." At first, he doesn't believe them and says, "But she should be at school." They tell him, "Your daughter is in danger and her condition is critical. You must come immediately." He arrives at the hospital and the doctor tells him, "The CT scan shows many injuries and she has tears in her internal organs. We must perform emergency surgery. We might have to remove parts of the small and large intestine." Her mother arrives and hears everything. She runs to the room to see Hope. The moment she sees her daughter's condition, she collapses on the floor in shock. The nurses rush Hope into the operating room because her condition is very dangerous. Her mother waits outside the operating room crying. Meanwhile, the police talk to her father and tell him, "We will receive the forensic results soon. Don't worry, we will catch the criminal." The police assign Officer Lee to follow the case and report any new developments about Hope. The mother blames herself. "I am the reason. I let her walk alone. I let her go in the rain." And she keeps crying. Her husband tries to comfort her. A nurse comes and says, "Who is Hope's legal guardian?" Her parents run to the operating room. The doctor tells them, "We have to remove the large intestine. If we don't, she will die. If we replace her internal organs with artificial ones, she will live, but she will have to live like this for the rest of her life." The father breaks down and says, "Save my daughter in any way." After the surgery succeeds, they see Hope. Her condition is difficult. Her eyes are covered. Her cheeks have bruises because the criminal hit her in the face. Her mother collapses again and leaves the room crying. Her father stays beside her, holding her hand. Hope opens her eyes and says, "Dad, you came." He answers, "Yes, I'm here." Hope asks about her mom. He tells her, "We are taking turns. She's outside." "Don't worry, we will always be with you." She calms down. Her father tells her, "The doctor said you're getting better." Hope asks about his work. He tells her, "I left everything and came to you fast." She says, "I thought you and Mom would be busy with your jobs." Then she asks him to make sure the man who hurt her gets caught. She tells him she felt horrible pain, so she called the emergency police. He tells her she was smart and brave. Hope starts describing the criminal's face and says they must catch him. He tells her, "We will talk about it after you sleep." She tells him she is scared she might forget. He says, "It's okay, sleep. The police and I will catch the bad man soon." When he leaves the room, Officer Lee tells them the fingerprints came back. They found the criminal. But at the police station, the officer tells them they can't arrest him because they don't have enough evidence and need a court order. They say, We can arrest him if Hope identifies him and testifies. The father goes back to the hospital and tells his wife, but she refuses and screams, "How do you want our daughter to remember all of this?" She has no strength. She refuses to let Hope testify. The psychologist asks them to bring Hope's drawing book and toys. They try to convince the mother again until she agrees. The psychologist enters Hope's room and tests her mental response. Hope succeeds. A police officer shows her photos of criminals. When Hope sees the man's photo, she closes her eyes immediately. The psychologist asks, "Are you sure this is the criminal?" Hope says, "His face, his eyes, his features are the same." They ask her again, and she points to the same picture. The doctor tells the parents, "You must be prepared." Hope may scream suddenly, refuse to talk, or need psychological treatment. She must not be left alone. You also need therapy. The mother becomes angry and refuses the card. The police arrest the criminal. The father goes to see him, but the guards push him away. The news spreads everywhere. He fears for his daughter and returns to the hospital. Hope's mom worries about reporters, so they try to move Hope before journalists arrive, but the reporters reach the hospital. Her father lifts Hope and runs away. Her mother distracts the reporters while they escape to a special room. Hope suddenly screams, "Stay away from me!" Her father is shocked. He looks into her eyes and realizes she remembers the criminal, and now fears all men, even him. Doctors take care of her. He goes to check on his wife and discovers she's 5 months pregnant. She hid it because they can't afford another child. He tells Hope she will have a brother. She shows no reaction. He tries to pay the hospital bill, but he can't. His friend helps him. Later, the first trial begins. The criminal denies everything. They show evidence of Hope's blood on his clothes, but he keeps saying, "I don't remember." They postpone the trial. The psychologist brings cartoon costumes that Hope loves. Hope wakes up and sees them dancing and becomes happy for the first time. Her father watches from behind the glass. At the end of the day, her father dresses as Coco and enters the room. She looks at him, wondering where the rest of the characters are. He writes on a small board, "They went home." She tells him, "Go with them, they're waiting for you." Then opens her arms to hug him. He hugs her, but when he hears her mom, he hides. Days pass. The psychologist visits every day. Hope doesn't speak, but writes. Summer comes, 3 days left until school. The doctor asks how she feels. Hope says she is embarrassed to talk to her classmates because she feels everyone knows. She remembers the incident and says, "He asked to share the umbrella. I felt sorry for him, so I shared it. Everything happened because of me." The doctor asks, "What will you say if someone asks where you were?" Hope answers, "I'll say I was on a trip." Hope leaves the hospital but is afraid to go home. Her mom comforts her, and her dad carries the bags. Hope doesn't want to talk to him or even see him. He puts a curtain in the car so she won't look at him. When they pass by the street where the crime happened, Hope starts breathing heavily. They reach home and find drawings, letters, and hearts from her friends on the door. First day of school. Her mother's friend takes her. Hope walks, and some boys walk behind her. She feels embarrassed because her medical bag makes noise. When they pass the street she fears, she stops, but sees her dad standing dressed as Coco. She feels safe and continues. Every morning after that, her father wakes up early, dresses as Coco, stands in the same street, and waits until she returns. He even goes inside the school and waves at her so she knows he's there. When he learns she hates the noise of the bag, he puts candies inside so she can say, "It's the candy making noise." Hope goes to therapy with her mother. The doctor discovers that Hope heard her grandmother say, "I'm going to die because of her arthritis." Hope thought "I'm going to die" means, why was I even born into this life? Days pass. Hope walks with her friend, and her friend asks, "Is Coco your friend?" She answers, Yes. He asks, "Is Coco a boy or a girl?" She says, "I don't know. I just know Coco is Coco." She meets Coco and asks if he is her father. He nods. "Yes?" she asks. "Are you doing this because I didn't want to talk to you?" He says yes. She holds his hand and wipes the sweat from his face for the first time without fear. Her parents are happy. Later, the court asks Hope to testify again because her first testimony wasn't considered reliable. Her father visits the criminal in prison. The criminal provokes him and says, "You think I'll stay in prison long? I'll get out and attack your daughter again." Her father loses control and breaks the glass. He tells his wife, "If justice fails, I will kill him myself." Hope wakes up and hears everything. Final trial. The lawyer asks Hope why she is in court. She answers, "To punish the evil man." She identifies him again and confirms she smelled alcohol on him. The criminal keeps denying and says, "If I did it, I deserve punishment." The court sentences him to only 12 years, and her father's compensation request is rejected because he had alcohol in his blood that day. Everyone is shocked. The sentence feels unfair. Hope's mother stands up and cries, "Our daughter almost died and you give him only 12 years?" Her father decides to kill the criminal, but Hope runs to him, holds his leg, and cries, "Let's go home." He lifts her and walks out crying. Life slowly returns to normal. Their happiness grows when the new baby arrives. This entire film contains real scenes that truly happened to this little girl. The story gained worldwide attention because of the tragedy she lived through, and to this day, people still remember it for its cruelty and the brutality of the one who committed it. Hope loves him so much that she sneaks out of school just to play with him, and Hope's family lived happily. This is where our story ends. If you enjoyed our content, make sure to follow us for more Korean stories and dramas, both modern and classic.